part 2 of the movie review. Stupid phone. I hate my phone. I love my phone, but then again, I hate it when it comes to blogging. So I got a canker sore right here by my teeth. Depending on how I talk or I move my mouth, it hurts. But anyways, so he takes the mask off. I guess it's okay, because now he's like, you know, now you see me. You can't say you didn't see my face. Because he writes on the window a message saying, like, leave now, I won't tell the police, didn't see face, or something like that. He takes it off. And like I said, he's better with the mask on. But he has a bow and arrow that you don't normally see a killer have. Normally you see them have like a knife, or like a chainsaw, or like knife fingers. You don't normally see a bow and arrow too much. And the one thing that really creeped me out was on it, he had tags of apparently how many people he killed. And there was a lot on there. Like, I didn't count them, but you're like, okay, this ain't his fourth rodeo. He knows what he's doing. Oh, that's not right. Because one point she's in the bathroom and she's trying to, like, hook it to get it loaded. And apparently it's not easy. I wouldn't know because I've never had a bow and arrow. Never shot one before, so I don't know. But it was, you know, kind of a little, like, creepy. And it was creepy, you know, because I saw a lot of opportunities where she probably could have ran. But by the time she's like, oh, I could have ran, but now I'm injured because she got shot in her leg. It's like, well, now you have no choice. Now you can't win because he's faster, stronger, bigger than you. And I don't normally like to say that, but that's true. So, what I didn't like about this movie, it wasn't too much I didn't like. The killer didn't really have a reason to why he did it. So I don't know if there's going to be a sequel. I doubt it because the killer actually did die. She actually did kill him at the end. And it's actually kind of getting, like, suspenseful. Because it's like, you thought, okay, he's winning. No, she's winning. No, she's going to win. Yes, he's going to win. No, he's going to win. And it's like, who the hell is going to win? You know? So it kind of came close to, like, oh, snap, he's going to win. And then, boom, she's like, yep, nope, I'm going to put a wine cork bottle opener in your neck and just whip it out. And it's like, yeah, you got this. Should have used the cat, that white cat that she has named, what's the name of the cat? I can't remember the name of the cat. Mittens or something, I don't know. But I mean, obviously he knew what he was doing. For example, like, he took a knife to her car tires and flattened her car tires. You know, she tried to set off the car alarm, but he whipped the wires. You know, she tried to distract him by throwing a light in the woods, but he knew better. You know, it's just small little things where you think, okay, she's stupid for doing that. Like, you know, what the hell does she think she's doing? You know, why would she do that? And I think that's kind of what, like, made you at the edge of your seats. Like, okay, she has this, but then it's like, no, why would you do this? It's so stupid. Another thing I kind of didn't like was it did take a little bit to get to the point of the story. Like I was telling my friends, because they said this is boring, it's not scary. Kind of like The Strangers, it took a while to get to the concept of the scaring and the pop-outs and jump scares. It took a little bit to get to that point. I don't want to say I would have expected more from this movie. What I didn't like is, there were some times where, being that she was deaf-mute, they would take the sound away so you wouldn't hear anything. So it was kind of like you were thinking and hearing what she heard. Nothing. No noise. And being that, like I was telling you, that she had this thing where she could hear herself talking to herself, or she could hear her mind. At the end of the part, her mind's talking to her, saying, giving her ideas of what to do. But then you see each and every idea she has, like hide under the deck, but he's like, no, he'll find me and drag me out and kill me, or, just wait it out, but no, I'll bleed to death, or, she thinks of different scenarios, and you see that, but you see what will go on. Finally, she's just like, I have no choice. I either have to kill him or he kills me. So I don't really want to say that there was any dislikes of this movie. My favorite part was probably, I don't know what my favorite part was. I guess if I had to pick a part, and not that it's a good part, but there's a part, spoiler, in the movie where her neighbor friend obviously dies. Oh, that's one I didn't like. So, when the neighbor friend dies, the killer, he stabs her like 16, 17 times. And at first I'm like, okay, that's 4 times. And then he keeps going and going and going. And he's like, stabbing her and kind of almost humping her, inappropriate, jumping her kind of a little bit. And I'm like, okay, that's a little like roadkill. Like, what is he, Michael Myers stabbing his sister 17 times? He stabbed the neighbor a lot, and I thought that was a little roadkill. They could have used a cuter killer. To me, he really wasn't that cute. The boyfriend kind of pissed me off a little bit because it's like he was so close to knowing that this guy was the killer. How could he not see that note on the window and not know what that means? I mean, obviously it didn't particularly say, hey, you're a killer. It did say, didn't see face, won't tell. So that can mean anything, but it's like, normally people don't like blood messages on the door. One thing I liked, and I didn't notice this until we watched it on Saturday, was when at the end when the killer's trying to break into the house, he's trying to break in the sliding glass door. I thought it was glass, and I always thought, why the heck was it not breaking easily? But one of my friends on the unit said because it's laminated, and she knew that it was laminated door, so she knew it would take him a little bit to break in. And I'm like, that makes sense now. That totally makes sense. And she was smart because she said, I might just die. So what she did was she went to her computer and she started to type in his details, like 5'9", green eyes, scruff, tattoos. But another thing he did was he cut the power. So throughout the whole movie, I don't want to say you can't see, but it kind of made it a little like, ooh, because the power's off. It was like you were expecting something to happen, but the total opposite kind of happened. So like I said, this killer, he knew what he was doing. So one part, I guess my favorite part was being that he killed a neighbor friend. Oh no. There was one point where she was sitting in her bedroom and she hears tapping on the door. So she's like, So at one point she gets up and she sees the hand tapping on the door. And my friends at the station were freaking out when they saw that part. They were like, what the fuck is that? What the hell is that? Oh my god, that's him. That's him. It's the neighbor. I thought the neighbor was dead. No, it's the dead neighbor frenzy. The killer stabbing a freaking hand on the door. Oh my god. And they were freaking out. I think that's my favorite part because you expect it to be something else and it's not. And then you see it's the killer and it's like, that's the swan. And so, I mean, there was a lot of good parts in this movie. I like at the end too where she stabs him in the bathtub because he goes through the glass. And he comes down in the bathtub and she doesn't know he's there until he breathes on her neck, on the back of her neck, and she feels his breath. And then she turns the knife around and, stabs him, and I'm like, yeah, because you almost die. So, it's kind of like she used her disability as an advantage, as a weapon, because you think, oh, she's deaf mute, there's nothing she can do. Well, she won, you know, I wouldn't particularly call her a scream queen, not just because she's deaf mute, but it's like, she did a lot of stupid things. I mean, I don't want to say she did a lot, but there was a lot of things where you were like, why the heck would she do that? You know, but, the soundtracks alright. The music wasn't that in depth because it was more of a quiet movie. I like at the end the police officer, the first police officer on the scene. And I'm not a cop, but I've driven with the cops before in ride-alongs, and I don't want to say I've worked with the cops, but being that I'm a volunteer, I've been with, you know, helping out the cops, and I've been on a lot of ride-alongs, and I know a lot about policing. Like I said, I'm not a cop, so there's a lot I don't know, but I know enough that if that first officer on scene probably just thought he was pulling up to her, because at the end, she turns on her phone, and she calls 911, and she has this smoke detector, smoke alarm, and what it is it's kind of like a fire alarm. And the whole point for the fire alarm is the strobe is for if you can't hear. So if you're deaf, you see the strobe. If you're blind, you hear the noise. So she has the smoke detector going off that she uses as a weapon. Well, she didn't really use it as a weapon. She kind of used it to get him, distract him. So they call, she calls 911. She doesn't answer. They send help. He's probably thinking he's just going to a typical disturbance, typical alarm. It's going to be nothing. And he pulls up and there's 3 dead bodies. And he's like, this is going to be a long night. Very long night. Long, lot of paperwork. Not that it's funny, but I could just see him going like, oh, shit, why did I respond to this? But that's his job, or her job. I thought that was pretty cool, because a lot of times you're like, the police come, then they not, and you see it pull up. The ending for the police kind of pulling up kind of reminded me of Breaking In. It wasn't that much of, some movies like Split, like at the end of Split, you see the paramedics, you see the cops, you see the girl in the back of the ambulance, police car, you see the police come and saying their family's here. Like Breaking In and Hush, I would have kind of liked to see that, but I don't know what much they could have done with that. But yeah, it was just, it's not really, I don't want to say it's not scary. It's more of a terror than a horror. Even though if you go on Netflix, it's under the horror section. It's always on Netflix. I've never not seen it on Netflix because I know some Netflix movies come and go. This is the one that I think stays on Netflix. The lady that plays Maddie is Kate Siegel? Is that her name? I don't know. She was in Haunting of Hill House. And she's like one of the kids. I don't know. But, this is a really good movie. I don't want to say it's not scary, but it's not really like a jump scare type movie. It's definitely a movie I recommend watching with friends, family. I'm not saying you can't watch it by yourself, but it's more fun when you watch it with people. What else can I talk about the movie? I mean, it's a good movie. I think that's about all I have for the review. If I think of more, I can come back. This might not be my only review on it. Maybe I'll have my sister to do a movie review on it. But, like I said, it's just a very good movie. I highly, highly recommend it. It's only like an hour and 40 minutes. It's not very long. So, yeah. So, I'm going to let you guys go. Hope you enjoyed my movie review. Like always, if you can't understand what I say, because of my impairment, please comment below. Go to the time where you couldn't understand what I said. For example, it's 15 minutes and 12 seconds in. If you can't understand what I said at 15 minutes and 12 seconds in, just say, hey, what did you say at 15 minutes and 12 seconds in? And I'll go back and look and reply to you. Because sometimes I can talk fast, and or sometimes, you may not be able to understand me, but you won't hurt my feelings. So I hope you all enjoy. See you later. Bye.